Day 7, Chapter 1, Introduction. The man who thought his way into partnership with Thomas A. Edison truly thought are things and powerful things at that when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects. A little more than 30 years ago, Edwin C. Bond discovered how true it is that men really do think and grow rich. His discovery did not come about at one sitting. He came little by little, beginning with a burning desire to become a business associate of the great Edison. One of the chief characteristics of Bart's desire was that it was definite. He wanted to work with Edison not for him. Observe carefully with descriptions of how he went about translating his desire into reality. And when we'll have a better understanding of the 13 principles quickly to riches. When these desires or impulse of thought first flash into his mind, he was in no position to act upon it. Too difficult stood in his way. He did not know Mr. Edison, and he did not have enough money to pay his railroad fare to Orleans, New Jersey. These difficulties were sufficient to have discouraged the majority of men from making any attempts to carry out the desire. But his was no ordinary desire. So he was so determined to find a way to carry out his desire that he finally decided to travel by blind backgates rather than be defeated. To the uninitiated, this means that he went to eat orange on the freight train. He presented himself at Mr. Edison's laboratory and announced he has come to go into business with the inventor. In speaking of the first meeting between Bart and Edison years later, Mr. Edison said, he stood there before me looking like an ordinary tramp, but there was something in these expressions of his face which conveyed the impression that he was determined to get what he had come after. I had learned from years of experience with men that when a man really desires a thing too deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the world in order to get it. He is sure to win. I gave him the opportunity he asked for because I saw he had made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. Subsequent events proved that no mistake was made. Just what young Barr said to Mr. Edison on that occasion was far less important than that which he thought. Edison himself said so. It could not have been that young man's appearance which got him his start in the Edison's outfit, for that was definitely against him. It was what he thought that counted. If the significance of this statement could be conveyed to every person who read it, there would be no need for the reminder of this book. Barth did not guess his partnerships with Edison on his first interview. He did get a chance to work in the Edison's office at a very nominal wage, doing work that was unimportant to Edison, but most important to Barth, because it gave him an opportunity to display his merchandise where he intended partner could see it. Months went by. Apparently, nothing happened to bring the coveted gold which Barth had set up in his mind as his definite major's purpose. But something important sure happens in Barth's mind. He was constantly intensifying his desire to become the business associate of Edison. Psychologists have correctly said that when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts in its appearance. But ready for a business association with Edison. Moreover, he was determined to remain ready until he got that which he was seeking. He did not say to himself, well, what's the use I get? I change my mind and try for a salesman's job. But he did not say, I came here to go into business with Edison, and I'll accomplish this end if it takes the remainder of my life. He meant it. What a different storyman would have to tell if only they would adopt a definite purpose and stand by that purpose until it has time to become an consumed obsession. May Young Barr did not know it at the time, but his bulldog determination, his persistence in standing back of a single desire, was destined to mow down all opposition and bring him the opportunity he was seeking. When the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction than Barth had expected. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a slight habit of slipping in by the back door, and often it comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps that is so why so many fail to recognize opportunity. That's all. Thank you for listening.